What the f? There's a lot going on here. My God. Is this a burn mirror? It's a burn mirror match, dude. He can't Ash Ritual from hand. Can I Ash Blossom when he attempts to Ritual from hand? Because he can send monsters from deck to grave. You cannot Ash that effect of Mitsurugi Ritual. Which, in fairness, I don't blame him for thinking you can Ash it, because it makes sense that you would be able to. Because Ritual says, Ritual summon a reptile monster from your hand by tributing up to 2 reptile monsters from your hand, deck, or field. However, for some reason, the game treats tributing monsters from deck, meaning that they're going from deck to grave because they're tributed, as different than sending a monster as a material from deck to grave to fuse. It's so funny. So a card that says by you can fuse using materials from your deck, you can Ash that. But if you're tributing monsters from deck, you can't Ash that. And you also can't Ash the Garunix, which destroys a monster from deck. So if you're destroying a monster from deck or tributing a monster from deck, you can't Ash. But if you're using a monster from deck as fusion material, you can Ash. It's really funny. It's like super funny. It's funny in the sense that it makes no sense, but it is definitely funny. It is definitely funny. All right, goat ruling. What we got for goat ruling? High issue. The classic, ladies and gentlemen. I rolled and he didn't let me do the thing. Wait, how long did he take to activate this dust shoot? Drew a card, entered main phase. Normal summon Blade Knight. This guy is taking forever, dude. He played fast. I mean, this guy took forever. Bro, drew a card, started his turn at 117. 2 seconds after that, entered main 1, which is fast. But it wasn't until 12 seconds after he entered M1 that he wants to use the dust shoot. Like, I'm sorry, but there's no way, man. Why did you wait until 15 seconds after the turn started to use the dust shoot? Like, why did you wait that long? This is my favorite thing, right? Is when they say, well, my opponent played quickly, so I'm allowed to take my sweet ass time. Not true. Not how that works. Not how that works. His opponent took time. His opponent went to main 1 and waited for 10 seconds. Because I was doing something. Sounds like you should be paying attention to your duel. Here, I will rule the dust shoot is activated on summon of the Blade Knight. You can activate it on summon of the Blade Knight. That's fine. That's a-okay. I was doing something is not something I'm gonna be like.
I thought Brandy was
yeah,
trash.
that makes sense. Chat, I can't fucking type. Okay, we know this. We know this. Yeah, I constantly make minor spelling mistakes, chat. I'm aware. Okay. I'm aware. Okay, I know. Big thank you to Manscaped, who have paid to be mentioned in today's video. Now, gents, I know that you've been using the same razor for the last 6 or 7 months, and it's time to change that. Thanks to today's video sponsor, Manscaped, you guys can pick up a brand new all-in-one grooming kit. This kit is called the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra, and it comes with a lot of really cool stuff. It includes the 5.0 Ultra Groin and Body Hair Trimmer that you can use to precisely trim any hairs, any of the hairs that are all over, you know, you could just trim that. You can trim it. You can look all snazzy and clean. It also has the Weed Whacker 3.0 that you could use to trim your nose, your ears, all the little hard to reach spots. And of course, you have the Crop Soother and the Crop Preserver, the 2 things that you're going to be using for the downstairs area, if you know what I'm saying. Trust me, you got to take care of that too. You can pick up the Performance Package 5.0 at manscaped.com using my promo code DistantCoder, or you can check out the links in the description or pinned at the top of the comment section. There you'll be able to pick it up and not only get a 15% discount, but also get a couple of extra gifts. Those gifts include the Boxers 2.0 Midnight Bravo, as well as the Shed 2.0 toiletry bag. So not only are you getting the case to put it in, as well as the boxers to keep it all covered up, if you know what I'm saying. Make sure you guys go and check out manscaped.com, because nothing says I care like a well-groomed man. And with that being said, let's get back to the video. Whoosh. Fucking Krebons, bro. What is Krebons doing here? Special at any number of level 2 or lower psychic monster in your grave, you take damage equal to total level of those monsters times 300. Soul charge, pretty nice. He's double Krebonsed up. Yeah, dude. Me when I'm Krebonsing on a fucking Friday, bro. Hello? What is the issue here? Hello? Hello? I'm seeing a DD Crow. Is it a situation where Opponent took too long to crow both Krebonses, or like a Krebons and change the power cell or something. Bro's typing up a storm, man. Typing up a storm. This is why, chat, if you're playing on DB and you have to call a judge for something, just type up what you're asking beforehand. I used Crow, hit his Krebons. A minute later, he's trying to use, I assume he means Cell, to dodge the Crow. I have game regardless, but seeing as there is another game to be played, I don't want to set a precedent of opponent thinking he can try to make a play after that long of something being resolved. It's called Well? Oh, it's Power Well, not Cell. I'm stupid. That's on me. So, bro activated DD Crow, pitched it at 8 minutes 10 seconds, and then the opponent activates the telekinetic Power Well 54 seconds later. You cannot activate Well 54 seconds after your opponent has used Crow. If you needed to think, you should say that. But you just sat there and said nothing. 54 fucking seconds, man. That is a long time. No other actions and no thumbs up after Crow. Saying nothing for nearly a minute is implying no response. There is a think button for this. I suggest next time you use it. Banish the Krebons targeted by the Crow. He was charging up the well. He was just charging it up. Okay, easy. Simple enough. Have a nice day. Telekinetic Power Well. I don't know why I read it as Power Cell. Interesting. Pope of Dope. Raigeki Break and MST. So let me get this straight. Raigeki Break, target this. Chain Decree, chain MST on this. Easy. Does anything miss time here? None of the cards on the field have any effects that can miss timing. What are we talking about, man? At this point, GOAT players aren't even trying. They're just like, hey, Judge, I know none of the cards here can miss timing, but do any of these miss time? Like, what are we talking about? This is crazy. None of these cards have any effects. None of these are trigger effects. Other than the on-summon effect of Breaker, which is mandatory, so it can't miss timing. People need to start cheating again in GOAT. This is just sad. You know, they should just start cheating more, I think. Have a nice day. Crazy stuff. Insane stuff. Ooh, MST negates! Chat! MST negate! What? MST negates. What the fuck? If for real, MST actually negates. My opponent used Mandate in draw phase. I negated with Ash. He's trying to use it again now. The effect to draw? Are they trying to reuse the effect to draw? Or are they using the other effect? Sounds to me like he's trying to use the other effect. These are two different effects. You can use both. Yeah, if you can use both effects of Mandate in the same turn. You can use both effects in the same turn. After Tibgob. Chat, I don't ever want any one of you guys. You must apply the effects in sequence. Yeah, those are two completely different effects. He has to use both. This is one effect. This is a different effect of the same card. Read the card, bro. Bro said, I misread. Yeah, clearly. This truly just was a moment of, I didn't read XDD. All right, we got a call. Let's go. Ruling in Edison. Hi, issue. How can I help? How can I assist you today, duelist? What the fuck? There's a lot going on here. My God. Is this a burn mirror? It's a fucking burn mirror match, dude. Does Nightmare Wheel stop battle position changes via card effect? No, it doesn't. Trying to monster your opponent controls, it can't change its battle position. Can't attack or change its battle position. You can still change the battle position of a monster that is under the effect of Nightmare Wheel. That is still doable. I hate how they're resolving Metal Reflect Slime. What do you mean how they're resolving it? They're just going to summon this thing, right? Also, Nightmare Wheel is a really interesting card because of one specific thing. So Nightmare Wheel says, activate this card by targeting one monster your opponent controls. It cannot attack or change its battle position. But if you Book of Moon a monster that's under the effect of Nightmare Wheel, you're still burning your opponent for 500. That monster is still having Nightmare Wheel applied to it, which is crazy. Can Lila activate its effect while targeted by wheel then? Yeah, why wouldn't it be? He has a token on board as the metal reflect slime. Oh, ew. Oh, right, because in this format, it still takes up the zone. Dude, that's probably one of the best changes that they made. Y'all remember these like weird scenarios where your continuous trap would still take up a zone in your back row? And then you're like, can I set another card? Can I not? Can I? It's so annoying, bro. I'm so happy that they changed that. Actual W change. Wheel stays still if I flip stealth face down, right? And stealth can't flip up again? Correct. The non-equipping of continuous traps was flipped somewhat recently. If you book the monster the trap targeted, it stops applying to it. No, I know. I'm talking about in old formats. In older formats, it didn't. Like back in GOAT and stuff like that, you could book your guy under Nightmare Wheel and you're still burning your opponent, which is crazy. Have a nice day. Simple enough. Bro called me boss. That's what I am. I'm boss. The monster is both a monster and a trap, so it takes 2 zones. Like, the fuck were they smoking? Yeah, I don't know. Like, summon this trap as a monster, but it still takes up a zone has never made sense to me, like, ever. That has never, ever, ever, ever made sense to me.